Fusion Mobile, quality e-learning experience on the go.
Forest management. Forest can be defined as a large area of land covered with trees and bushes, either growing wild or planted for some purposes. Forestry is the art of planting, tending, and managing forests, including the utilization of their products. On the other hand, silviculture is defined as the study of forest trees and other related trees. Common forest trees usually found in the forest are the iroko, the obeche, the mahogany, the sapele, the Nigerian walnut, ebony, campwood, opepe, afara, teak, abura, etc. Forest reserves are areas of land where plants, either growing naturally or planted, are specially preserved by government for specific purposes. Some forest reserves in Nigeria are the Mamu River Forest Reserve in Anambra, the Omo Forest Reserve in Ogun State, the Avi River Forest Reserve in Cross River State, etc. The importance or uses of forests can be seen in their ability to provide food, to provide fuel, to provide some medicinal herbs. It also helps to provide employment. Forests, especially in the northern part of Nigeria, serves as windbreak, reducing the speed of wind and controlling wind erosion. Forests, because of their cool environment, help in the condensation of water vapor, resulting in the formation of rain. It also helps to prevent soil erosion. This is because forest helps to absorb water splash on the soil, and also due to vegetative cover, soil erosion is prevented. Forest adds nutrients or improves the fertility of the soil through the decay of fallen leaves. Forests serve as the home of all wild animals like the lion, the antelope, the snakes, the rabbit, etc. It also serves as tourist centers. Forest helps to provide timber for furniture and other domestic and industrial construction. It also helps to provide pulp used for tissue and paper making. It helps to beautify the environment in that forest trees planted around homes, industries, and offices help to beautify the environment. Forests help in the purification of the air by removing carbon dioxide and adding oxygen to the atmosphere during photosynthesis. Forest provides raw materials such as gums, ropes, resins, dyes, fiber, rubber, palm produce, oil seeds, etc. for both domestic and industrial purposes. Management of the forest. In order to ensure the continuous supply of timber from the forest, the following management practices should be adopted. They include forest regulations, selective explorations, deforestation, regeneration, afforestation, and the Tongia system. Forest regulations are laws promulgated by government in the form of edicts, decrees, and bylaws to prevent people from exploiting or indiscriminately tapping forest resources. These regulations ensure the preservation of forest resources. Some forest regulations in Nigeria include the prohibition of bush burning, the ban on indiscriminate cutting of timber trees, encouraging people to plant trees, the ban on the collection of leaves and firewood from the forest. People are to obtain licenses so as to secure the permission to enable them cut down trees for human needs. Selective exploration. Selective exploration is the process of cutting or harvesting only mature trees in a forest. It is a way of concentrating certain selected species of timber in a forest reserve. The system allows for the harvesting of older trees while the younger ones remain as cover to the surface of the forest. Selective exploration helps to ensure the concentration of selected species of timber in a forest. It prevents indiscriminate felling of timbers by giving licenses to sawn millers by State Forestry Division. Undesirable species of timber are eliminated by this selective exploration. It also prevents illegal felling of trees and farming by using forest guards to police the forest. It protects the soil from erosion. Deforestation. Deforestation is the continuous removal of forest stands or trees, either by bush burning or indiscriminate felling without replacing them. Economic trees such as the obeche, the iroko, etc. are cut down so that they can be used for various purposes such as furniture like tables, chairs, doors, etc. Uncontrolled deforestation should never be allowed. The rate of deforestation should be reduced to the barest minimum because of its adverse effects. Deforestation can be caused for many reasons, which include unfavorable climate factors, man's farming activities, timber exploitation, mining or industrialization, natural disasters, and government policies. Deforestation has some effects or disadvantages on the environment, and they are: 1. Deforestation encourages or increases soil erosion. It reduces the amount of rainfall in the area, or it causes the destruction of watershed. It leads to loss of organic matter, resulting in the loss of soil fertility. It increases the leaching of plant nutrients. It decreases soil moisture retention. It also reduces the forest fauna, that is the wildlife population in the area concerned. It may lead to desert encroachment, as sand particles are more likely to drop in areas without trees. It depletes the supply of forest produce, as the raw materials to industries, for example timber. And deforestation destroys the microclimate and warms up the environment. Regeneration. Regeneration is the process of forest regrowth after it has been exploited. It is a deliberate government policy in the restoration of deforested area after exploitation to balance the ecosystem. There are two main types of regeneration, which are the natural regeneration and the artificial regeneration. In natural regeneration, there is regrowth of new plants from old stumps. Under favorable environments, there exists the growth and development of new tree or volunteer trees from old stumps. While the artificial regeneration involves the natural planting of new forest seedlings in a deforested area. In other words, forest trees are established deliberately in a plantation. Natural regeneration is less expensive when compared to artificial regeneration. It does not require formal stages in plantation establishment. It does not require special management skill, and it brings about the stabilization of natural ecosystem in the area of its establishment. Afforestation. Afforestation is the process of establishing forest plantations in any area. It involves the complete removal of natural vegetation before planting new forest species. In Nigeria, it is popularly referred to as tree planting campaign, in which 2 seedlings of trees are recommended to be planted to replace any one plant harvested. Early stages of afforestation may include Tongia farming, which is the planting of trees and crops on the same piece of land to maximize the use of land and protect seedlings. Afforestation leads to the addition of organic matter, resulting in an increase in soil fertility. It provides a regular supply of raw materials, for example timber for industries. It builds up the microclimate and cools up the environment. It helps to prevent desert encroachment. It increases the forest wildlife in the area concerned. It prevents the leaching of plant nutrients. It helps to build up the soil structure. It increases soil retention, and it increases the amount of rainfall in the area. the Tongia system. Tongia system involves the planting of both food crops and the forest trees on the same piece of land. In other words, it is a system which involves the integration of agriculture with forestry. The conditions that may favor the practice of Tongia system include 1. Scarcity of land. Tongia system can easily be practiced where land is scarce. It can be practiced where land is overpopulated. It can be practiced where there is mass underemployment or unemployment. Government policy can put in place policies which will make people practice Tongia system. The low standard of living may force people to resort to the practice of Tongia system as a means of alternative way of increasing their standard of living. Incentives such as loans to farmers can help them to take part in additional farming. In the Tongia farming, variety of crops are harvested. There is availability of crop produce throughout the year. Where land is scarce, the farmer has a piece of land to cultivate. When leguminous crops are used, the beneficial effect of root nodules increase soil fertility for the benefit of the forest trees. The Tongia farming increases the income of the farmer. The young forest trees receive direct and indirect attention from the farmer. In the Tongia farming, farmers derive the benefit of using available fertile land for farming, accessibility to forest products, for example the dry wood for fuel. There is increased standard of living for farmers. There is the employment of farmers in plantation activities other than initial raising of forest crops. Foresters derive the benefit of reduced cost of establishing plantation. More land is under forest cover. There is the enrichment of soil nutrients when leguminous food crops are planted, and there is the benefit of weed control. Disadvantages of the Tongia farming is that there could be reluctance in releasing fertile soil by the forestry sector. The system only allows the farmers to cultivate animals and biannual crops in the forest reserves. The practice of Tongia farming may be monotonous as the farmer performs the same operation every season. Most crops cultivated under Tongia farming may not survive due to the invasion of some insects in the forest reserve. And also, since crops and trees are grown together on the same piece of land, competition for space, water, nutrients, etc. will exist between crops and forest trees.